Time flies when you're having fun, man. I cannot believe it's August the 1st and we are back for another Friday financial wrap-up with Mr. Michael Zuber. How are you?
Man, what did I don't know. This year has gone by just in a blink of an eye. We're already starting to sell tickets for the ORaaT event in Vegas. They're now on sale as promised, August 1st. But yeah, it's wild, man. It's a pretty wild year.
It is wild. I'm excited. I can't believe, you sent out an email today saying, hey guys, it's here, February, the ORaaT event 2026. It's exciting. We'll talk more about that toward the end of the show. Let's get into it. August 1st, 2025, the jobs number, the Fed, what the heck? Break it down. What happened this morning with the jobs number?
Yeah, so this morning was unequivocally a game changer. We would be having a very, like, if we had this conversation yesterday, like if it was the Thursday financial wrap up, we would have had a very different discussion. We would have talked about the Fed. We would have talked about Powell doing this and doing that. But we're not. We're having a Friday financial wrap up, and we got the third jobs number, and it's the most important. It's the most important number of the week. It's what Jerome Powell referenced in his answers Wednesday. And not only was it bad, right? The number for the month was bad. It came in at, I think, 76,000. It was expected to be somewhere between 100 and 110. That, on the surface, that's not horrible, right? That's within acceptable. However, we just got two nasty revisions. The previous 2 months were revised to the teens. I think one was 14,000 and one was 17,000, something like that, erasing like 200,000 jobs. Just to put it in context, the last 3 months, so it would be July, June, and May, those 3 months combined now are the worst 3 months of job creation, ex-COVID, so remove that little COVID, shut the economy down, since 2010. I mean, that's like 15 years ago.
Yeah, great recession.
Yeah, and the other thing that's important about these numbers is these numbers now make sense with what we were hearing, right? We have been hearing that businesses were uncertain and they weren't hiring. But when we got the jobs number for the last 2 months, we're like, hey, what's going on? Why are they quietly hiring? Are they doing this? Are they doing that? And now we have evidence that the numbers were bullshit and they weren't hiring, right? The tariffs, the uncertainty, the this, the that. And it just makes a lot more sense. These numbers in, 14, 17, whatever they were, make a lot more sense. And, again, I say this with all certainty. These numbers were a game changer.
Wow.
The Fed is going to start talking, right? Not only Michelle Bowman and Christopher Waller, but I expect folks like Austin Goolsbee and others to really talk about September rate cut. And I'll say it right now, it could be a 50. We could get to September and they'll do what's called a makeup, right? They should have cut in July, but they will cut in September and they'll do what's called a makeup. So it might not only be a rate cut in September, it might be a bonus. And, I think the 10-year note is already down. I didn't check in the last 10 minutes, but it was down 11 basis points. Expect mortgage rates to fall. And yeah, again, it's just wild for me to think about this live, that if you and I were doing this 24 hours ago, we would have had a very different discussion. But these numbers are just, game changing.
We would have had a very different discussion because I did not turn on CNBC or anything. I did not see this. And then you're like, you're telling me this. And I'm like, oh, well, I guess everything changed.
Everything changed.
Talk about Patrick Bet-David, right? Now, who is Patrick? A few people may not know.
Yeah.
And
so
Patrick, talk about his call.
Yeah. So Patrick Bet-David's, obviously he runs a company called Valuetainment. He has been putting out content for forever. He runs one of the podcasts that I watch once in a while. But he came up on my IG feed yesterday talking about how he hopes Jerome Powell doesn't cut. Now, again, you have to remember this was before this morning. This was yesterday. And Patrick Bet-David was nearly smiling ear to ear, like, Jerome Powell, you don't cut, get us to 2026, America's 250th birthday. Trump's turning 80. It's going to be the golden era. Everything's going to go up. You're going to be out, new guy in. And, for a moment, Patrick Bet-David was sort of where I was, right? No cuts in 25. Again, this morning, that changes. These numbers are horrible.
Yeah. And Patrick is a sharp guy. He's not just a podcaster. I mean, he has a financial background, worked at Morgan Stanley, sold a big insurance company for a big, I believe,
nine figures.
Yeah, nine-figure exit. So,
no joke.
A really sharp guy. So, I guess September, huh? So we just missed it. Jerome Powell just missed by a couple of days then, basically.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. I mean, historically, the Fed has said they get economic numbers 24 hours in advance. Now, if you believe that, I'm not really sure I do, but if you believe that, they may not have seen this Friday number because, again, that would have been 48 hours.
Right.
Again, these numbers are so bad. I almost think they didn't have them. And it's not the number of 77 or 78. It's the revisions. The revisions are horrible. Yeah. I mean, like teens. I mean, that's damn near negative.
Wild times, folks. Pay attention. And by the way, just to be clear, we're going to talk about JOLTS and ADP.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But you were saying this 18 months ago. I feel like last year the mantra was jobs, focus on jobs, what's going on jobs, and that's going to determine what the Fed's going to do.
Jobs over inflation. I mean, at the end of the day, it's cute to say you have a dual mandate,
right?
But in reality, you don't have a dual mandate. One is always more important than the other.
Yeah.
I think for a long time when we had inflation at 9 and 7 and 5, it was inflation.
Yeah.
It's not inflation anymore. It's jobs. So, and if I'm right, you'll know in September. Right. But these numbers are bad, Ty. These are bad.
Yeah. Talk about the JOLTS report. Talk about it. What are they? ADP, JOLTS. What is it? What happened?
Yeah, the jobs report is kind of like inflation. We get 3 different reports. They all tell us slightly different things. So we'll go through the other 2. And again, frankly, these just don't matter. But because I want to be complete and help educate folks, the JOLTS report typically comes out first. What we're looking for there is job openings. We also look at quit rates to see if quit rates are going up or down. And job openings fell a little bit more than expected. Mm-hmm. Nothing crazy. I think they were expected to be 7.5. They came in at 7.5 million. They came in at 7.4 million. So again, close enough to be okay. Not horrible, but that was JOLTS. And then ADP report has been offsides for seemingly 6 months. I mean, last month, they put out a horrible number, and then the Friday number was great. This week, they put out a great number, beat expectations, and this number is horrible. So I'm not sure why we talk about ADP anymore. It's just something that's out there. It gives us I don't know what it gives us, a glimpse, a reversion or something. I don't know, but it was stronger than expected. But again, it doesn't matter with the Bureau's number this morning. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Well, jobs are important. You've said that all along. You've said that for the last 18, 24 months. Let's keep going. Let's talk about Fed Day and then maybe the 2 dissents.
Yeah, let's do the two dissents first, because this is really important. We have had, in recent memory, I can remember 2 times, Michelle Bowman being one of them. I forget who the other was. I think it was Goolsbee. They've dissented. Historically speaking, if you go back a couple of decades, I've been watching the Fed. I would argue that 90%, maybe even 95% of Fed meetings are unanimous. They all vote one way. And typically it's the way the Fed chair wants. Over the last, 9 meetings, I think we've had 2 individual dissents. We just had 2 dissents. And again, if people don't know this, it's Jerome Powell. There's 18 members, but only 12 vote, right? So there's like a rotation. And, we had 2 dissent, and that hadn't happened, according to the Wall Street Journal, I think since 1993, 2 dissents.
Wow.
So, pretty significant. Now, again, Christopher Waller clearly angling for the big job. Michelle Bowman, I think she's been pretty independent, right? She's dissented before, but she's talking rate cuts. And again, I even think Austin Goolsbee, if he had seen these Friday's numbers, would be talking about rate cuts. Because he's kind of on the fence. But yeah, two dissents is, that's worth noting because it doesn't happen very often.
All the way back to 93. So with that would have been Alan Greenspan, probably Clinton era, right? Clinton.
Yeah, certainly. Right. It would have been after the .com fiasco, right? Or no,
Yeah.
God, 30.
Maybe
That's
before.
Before. Yeah. It's
Before .com.
93. Yeah. Damn. I was
93.
in college. Man, that's a long time ago. Whew.
Wild. Okay. Well, interesting. That is a long time ago. Very interesting. So talk about just, I mean, Fed Day, talk about even maybe tie it all back to the jobs as well. Today's number.
Yeah.
Fed
So
Day, and then maybe even tease the 30-year a little bit. What's going to happen with 10-year and what happens with 30-year mortgage?
So I love the fact that I have receipts. So on Tuesday on the Daily Financial News, I said, I'm only looking for 3 things in the Fed meeting.
Yeah.
Will we get 0, 1, or 2 dissents? We got 2.
Yeah.
I think that's important. Number 2, I said, will Jerome Powell, when he's in front of the microphone, be a hawk or a dove? And I assumed he'd be a hawk, and I would argue he was a pterodactyl. He was definitely a hawk. And then the last thing I was like, is he going to go after tariffs? Because if you go back and watch the last several sessions, he danced around it. Right. He didn't really want to talk about it. This time, he's basically saying it's Trump's fault. It's Trump's fault. It's Trump's fault. We're not cutting. It's Trump's fault. We're not cutting. It's Trump's fault. We're not cutting. He must have said 5. In fact, Jerome Powell went so far as to basically say, you're lucky we're not raising rates because of tariffs.
Right.
Right. So that's like pterodactyl hawk. And
right.
Again, what I told people on Tuesday or Wednesday morning before the meeting was, at the time, the chances of a September rate cut were 66. I said, these numbers are either going to go to 86 or 46. Is he going to be a dove and say, hey, September's a real possibility, hold your hat? Or is he going to say, not coming? And he said, not coming. So they slammed all the way to 46. They did. It's just like, wow, got that one right too. However, back to the number this morning, they're already up to 62% for a September rate cut and likely going substantially higher, because what's going to happen starting today is the blackout window is open. So now the Fed can speak, right? Up until this morning, they couldn't talk, right? It's the rules of the Fed. I would expect the Fed presidents, especially Waller and Bowman, like, I've got to imagine that Christopher Waller and Michelle Bowman are booked on every business network this weekend.
Yeah.
They're going to be everywhere.
Yeah.
And they're going to be talking about, see, I told you, see, I told you, see, I told you.
Yeah.
It's going to be wild. You know, our boy Angel has a question. Let me put it up here.
What's up, Angel?
Yeah. So I don't think I've changed my opinion on this. I do think it's 599. I think 599 is the magic number to unlock buyer demand. I think, I don't think that's changed. I think it's 599.
Yeah. So, and it's interesting too, talking about Angel's question, is that we are seeing an uptick though, generally, that, you know, because we're past all that fear of
getting better. Yeah.
Tariffs. And so buyers are buying again, but rates are not the thing that are, it's not significant enough to move the needle.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more. Yeah.
What is Josh? Josh is ready to buy some tickets, huh? Let's get Josh some tickets, man.
I think he bought them already. I think he's one of the first guys to buy some tickets. Yeah,
I love it. Great job, Josh. Yeah, I can't wait to see you there. I love it.
Yeah.
But let's keep going. Talk about PCE. What is it? What happened?
Yeah, again, this is like, you know, we would have had a very different discussion yesterday than today. PCE is like jobs. There's 3 numbers, right? There's CPI, PPI, which come out early in the month, and then PCE comes out late. And PCE, quite frankly, came in higher than expected. It's up 3 months in a row. Headline was up, core was up. It basically gave Jerome Powell cover for what he did, right? When PCE came out, I'm like, yeah, Jerome had this number ahead of time. Right. Because again, that's 24 hours, right? They talk Wednesday, the number was Thursday. He probably had it early, and PCE looked bad. I mean, it didn't look horrible. It didn't look Friday jobs number horrible, but it was bad. I mean, it really made no sense for the Fed to cut on when we had the data Thursday, right? Inflation is rising. There's now a clear trend. The job market is solid, or at least we thought it was based on the data. And that all blew up on Friday. And you're going to start to see the Fed go jobs over inflation. And again, there's a very good chance that this ugly number of 76 gets revised lower, right? When was the last time we had a positive revision to jobs? It's probably like 3 years ago. So these horrible numbers probably get worse.
Probably get worse. And so what is that going to do to 30-year mortgage, the 10-year bond? How does the bond market react?
Well, the bond market's already reacting. The bond market's already reacting. I think it was down 11 basis points. The 30-year will probably be down. 30-year mortgage will probably be down an eighth maybe today.
Okay.
Right. I think we break below. I think the low recently is like 6.6. I think we break below 6.5.
Okay.
But again, this weekend could be fireworks. Typically, the Fed doesn't do a lot on the weekends, right? They wait because, again, it's their job, right? But I got to imagine Waller and Bowman are on Bloomberg and CNBC and Fox or wherever the heck they go to talk finance.
Yeah,
they're going to probably be interviewed by Nick from Wall Street Journal, Nick Timiraos. It could be. This number was game changing. I can't say it any other way.
Okay, folks, here we go. Put on your seatbelt. It's a good thing we got you, Michael. Let's talk about school. Let's talk about Sunday conversations. Talk about what's going on Sunday.
Yeah, so this Sunday, 8 a.m., we get the one and only Christian Osgood. Somebody who was partnered up with Cody for a long time. They did amazing things together, and they're now kind of separating the portfolio. Christian's moved to Texas. He started a property management company. He's going for it. And, I think it's nice to just get different opinions. I think he's 30 or 31, just had a kid, bought a big house. So we're going to get Christian inside the Sunday conversation. Next week, we're going to start introducing you to some of the school folks that are taking on different agendas. And I just love doing my thing Sunday mornings. I will make exceptions. Sometimes we'll do them on Saturday. But I just love talking to the school community, introducing you to exciting people with exciting stories. And this Sunday is Christian Osgood. Be there. It should already be on the calendar. I think I did that already. And it's coming. Christian Osgood.
Christian Osgood is a doer, folks. He is somebody that he's an absolute doer.
Yep.
Lots of doors. Got started early, young. Goes for it. And he's not splashy or flashy. He just gets after it and gets it done, which I love. Yeah. That'll be, folks, get involved with school. It's $20 a month. Like, it's ridiculous what you get the value for that investment, that $20 monthly investment. Take it for a test drive. I love it. Let's talk about the one rental at a time event. February, the 3-day weekend in February. Talk about it.
Yeah, President's Day weekend. So it's February 14th and 15th. So Valentine's Day, nothing better than being in Vegas for Valentine's Day. Come in early, take your significant other out, have some fun, come to the meeting together. I'm actually going to show you the whole agenda. This may change. I reserve the right to change it, but I thought I would give because I've been working on this for a minute now, and I'm just going to give you the agenda and likely topics. So this is on Saturday. I'll open a couple of remarks. This is the blind center. Here's the restroom, food, all of that stuff. Then we're going to start off with Cody Davis. Cody Davis was a multimillionaire at 21. He obviously runs one of our school accountability groups, Gen Z Plus, on Saturdays. He's going to come in and really crush it. Then we're going to have Jared, again, another school member who's been killing it with Rent by Room. He is going to be speaker number 2. Then we're going to have our first break. Then we are going to bring on Andrea. Andrea is somebody. One of the things I love about what I do all year is I find really cool stories of people, and I'm like, ooh, I want to know more. And Andrea was one of those stories. If you don't remember Andrea, she was a doctor in South America, right? Went to school, became a doctor, realized that the system in the country wasn't going to allow her to achieve. She had bigger goals for herself, so she moved to the United States, and she got involved in real estate and all that. So again, she left a career behind, made some tough decisions, and went for it. Then we're going to have the millionaire panel. Everybody who contributes, like yourself, Ty, will be up there taking questions from the audience. Then we're going to have Derek, that ADU guy. He's going to come in again and really talk about additional ways to make money. That's one of the things you'll see with this is I'm bringing you some younger investors, some cool stories, and new ways to make money, right? Jared's doing Rent by Room. Derek's going to do ADU. Then we'll have our first lunch and networking. It's going to be 2 hours, just like every year, VIP up in one room with all the speakers and millionaires. and then general admission in another location. I will be feeding everybody again. Again, year number one, I didn't do that. It was my mistake. I will be spending the extra 15 to 20 grand feeding everybody. So that will be lunch. Then we're going to have another school member, Aaron, come in and talk about, building. Actually, this is Leah. I got my, I didn't change the heading. Leah, the trader, she actually built a real estate portfolio in Europe. She and I interact a lot on Twitter and X. She now, I think, resides in San Francisco. She has a great story that I think you will like. Aaron will then come in and talk about investing in passion projects, something he and his wife have done. We will have another awards session. I will be recognizing 5 people in our school community or 5 people in the ORaaT community with special surprise awards, just like we did last year. That was probably my favorite part last year. And then keynote number 1 will be Jason Hartman. Jason Hartman is coming. His video introduction is today. You'll see it today at 4:00. So that's day 1. Any thoughts on day 1?
Yeah, I love it. I think it's important to share who Jason Hartman is. I mean, that guy, talk about, again, a guy that has a lot of impact. And who is Jason Hartman? Explain.
Yeah, Jason Hartman runs a group called Empowered Investors. He's been in real estate for 35 years, so longer than Ty and I.
Yeah.
He has trademarked something called inflation-adjusted debt destruction. All right, so he's definitely I call it one rental at a time. That's his kind of mindset as well. It's the way to build wealth. He's on big stages around the world. He talks where Robert Kiyosaki talks, and so he is. We're very lucky that he looked at his schedule and said that he'd love to come see us. And again, he's in Phoenix now. So Jason Hartman will be.
He's been putting out content. I think for folks, if you go out and really research, this guy's been putting out content since like 2005, 2007. Yeah. He was early on putting out content as a doer, not just a guy getting on podcasts and just talking about stuff in theory, but an actual real doer. I believe he started in Orange County or in Southern California.
So SoCal for sure.
Yeah. Really strong player.
Yeah. And then day 2, again, my intention this year is to have, Gen Z kick us off. So we're going to have Dylan, one of my Fresno investors, and he and I talk every Tuesday. Somebody who's, struggled in the beginning, but made it happen, and he will tell that story. We're going to bring another school member up for, after that, kind of infill development, ground up development. Brandon's going to talk about what he's been doing out in Texas. Then we'll have a break. Then we're going to have somebody who was just on the channel, but friends of Olivia and I for a long time, Sean and Sharon, really talk about how they built up a portfolio and then they took 2 years to travel the world in their 30s, right? Talk about a dream, just, exiting the system and getting out there and living for 2 years, and how their portfolio helped them do that. Then, like on Saturday, where we had the millionaire panel, we will give some love to our tools panel, like Himlane and Steadily and things of that nature, followed by a Lindo panel like Matt the Mortgage Guy, Convoy, Velocity. Then we're going to have some returning guests. The top 2 presentations from last year were Fred Ledbetter, who is a pasture and mental health expert. Fred will be coming back. Then we will have Dr. Jeff, who is helping me on my health journey and biohacking and all of that. So he will be back for round 2. Fred and Jeff were highly requested to return, so I made that happen. And then the big keynote is going to be Pace Morby. Pace Morby will keynote day 2. So we've got 2 legends, Jason Hartman and Pace Morby, ending day 1, ending day 2. So that's what I've got so far. This may change as people's schedules may be in flux, but I feel really good about this. I've been working on this for the last month or so. And I'm pretty excited. Tickets on sale. I didn't raise prices. Prices are the same as last year, $299. General admission, $699 VIP. VIP, the big difference is you get 6 hours of networking. I pay for lunches and a dinner, so you have 6 hours to network with speakers and VIPs. So yeah, I can't wait. It's coming quick.
It's coming quick, and I will say this straight up. I did not know that Pace was going to be the keynote on Sunday, so amazing. I want to tell the One Rental at a Time community, folks, get your tickets. This will absolutely sell out. And I'll tell you why, is that Pace has probably 300 or 400 students in that Southern Nevada, Henderson, Las Vegas area.
Yeah.
And you want to be in the room because trust me, once they find out that he's coming to town, they'll all buy tickets. And like, you want to buy your tickets early, folks. This will sell out. This will sell out early too. Not in January. It'll sell out before it'll sell out. Trust me. Once the promotion really starts taking off, get your tickets. Are tickets on sale now? Where do people?
Yep,
people buy
on
tickets?
sale. I'll put a link in the description. If you're in my school community, you had a 24-hour heads up. I put it there yesterday. But yeah, I'll put a link in the show notes. It's on Eventbrite. So, I mean, you could go to Eventbrite and look at my name or One Rental at a Time. It's there. It's the only event I have. So it should be easy to find.
Get your tickets now. I'm telling you, this is not the one you wait till, I'll wait a couple of weeks or whatever.
Yeah. And also the other thing I think it's important, because I'm not doing this to make money, is I don't do sales, right? The ticket prices are the ticket prices. I don't get to the end and go, oh, I got to slash prices to get people there. It is what it is.
Unlike any other event, by the way, and I want to just say this for the listener, when I do an event to make money.
Yeah.
Right. I want to make money on the event itself. And then of course we're going to have some coaching and offerings and things like that. At Michael's event, he does not do the event to make money. He does the event as a thank you to his community, to all of you, all the subscribers. He does it as a thank you and as a celebration is how it started off.
Yep.
A celebration of the community, of all the people that are taking action. And then there's absolutely no pitch. I want to be really clear.
Nobody sells anything. Nope.
Nobody sells anything. Michael doesn't sell a mentorship. He'll probably talk about the $20 school community, which we talk about. Okay. There's no $10,000, $5,000, $2,000 upsell. None of that. At my events, yes, there will be upsells. At Michael's event, it's a celebration of you, the community. So I want to be really clear. Whatever the ticket cost is, that's basically, hopefully he breaks even and it covers the space, the extra tables, the video equipment,
everything in Vegas costs. Everything in Vegas costs.
The lunch and dinners. Yeah.
So food is, because again, just real numbers, right? Last year, 2 lunches, dinner, and coffee, almost $50,000. Yeah. Just for the food.
Say it again. How much?
Almost 50. I think it was 48,900 just for the food.
Yeah. Yeah. Wild. Absolutely wild. Wild.
That's before the space. That's before the podcast. That's before the video recording. That's before I even bought everybody. I even got everybody cushions for your butt because you complained that year 1, the chairs were hard. So I had to get cushions. Cushions were like $1,900 or something. It was crazy.
I love it. So folks, buy the tickets. They're on sale now. You can buy them on Eventbrite. If you're watching this on YouTube, there will be a link in the description, in the comment, in the description section. Michael, any parting words?
No, the one thing I am thinking about is, I haven't said this to anyone except Olivia, that this might be the last one for a while.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just takes so much. And, it's not really part of my core business. It's not, I don't know, this year, third year in a row, I might be the last one for a little bit. Maybe we don't do anymore until we hit 100,000 subs and we just go back to making it a celebration about the community. Like, cause the first one was to celebrate 50,000.
Right.
We just crossed 70,000. So this really could be the last one, maybe until we hit 100,000, and that's probably going to be a couple years away. So I don't know.
This is not an exaggeration. He does it as a celebration for the community, folks. With Pace Morby being there, I guarantee you this thing will sell out. If you want to be there, get yourself there. It's literally pennies in terms of the investment. Get your tickets now. Michael, thank you for all that you do. Have a great weekend, brother.
Take care, man. Thanks again.